welcome back to our channel where we inspire you to be your absolute best self. Today we're diving kind that moves mountains or lifts weights. No, this is deeper. I'm talking about mental and emotional strength, the kind that helps you rise above challenges. Dive into, ladies and gentlemen. Life has a way of bringing us to our knees. There are moments when the weight of our struggles seems unbearable, and the silence around us is deafening. But today I want to remind you of this eternal truth. God sees your struggle, hears your heart, and knows your pain. Absence reveals value in a way that nothing else can. It is an irrefutable truth of life that we often fail to grasp until we're faced with the void left behind by someone's departure. This principle transcends relationships and applies universally, whether it's the loss of a loved one, the end of a friendship, or even the subtle shift when someone dear takes a step back. It's in their absence that we come to realize how deeply they impacted our lives. And this realization strikes with a force that's both humbling and transformative. When someone is present in our lives, it's easy to overlook the depth of their contribution. Familiarity breeds comfort, and comfort often breeds complacency. We fall into patterns where the extraordinary aspects of a person become ordinary simply because they're constant. The way they listen when we speak, the comfort they provide when life gets overwhelming, or even their ability to challenge us to be better versions of ourselves. These traits can become so embedded in our everyday reality that they feel more like a background hum than the symphony they truly are. It's only when that hum stops that we begin to understand how much it mattered. Consider the simple act of communication. When someone is consistently available to share their thoughts, laughter, or advice, we may unconsciously assume it's a given. But when they are no longer there to answer that late-night call, to share in a quiet moment of reflection, or to offer reassurance during a storm, the silence is almost deafening. It's in those quiet moments that the truth becomes clear. Their presence wasn't just part of your routine, it was part of your soul's nourishment. Absence has a unique way of heightening awareness. When someone is gone, you start noticing the gaps they leave behind, the spaces where their voice used to echo, the moments when their advice would have provided clarity, or even the laughter they brought into your day. They all become glaring reminders of what you once had. And these reminders are not just painful, they are illuminating. They force you to confront the reality of their importance in ways that presence often obscures. This revelation of value is not always immediate. At first, the absence might feel like a temporary inconvenience or an adjustment period. But as time passes, the depth of what's missing begins to surface. You start to replay the moments you shared, the conversations you had, and the ways they supported you, often without you even realizing it. These memories become sharper, more vivid, and they carry with them a weight that wasn't fully appreciated before. What's truly remarkable is how absence can foster growth. When you realize the value of someone who is no longer present, it forces introspection. You start to question how and why their contributions were overlooked. This process often leads to a greater appreciation for the relationships you still have and a commitment to nurturing them more intentionally. It's a lesson learned the hard way, but one that carries profound implications for how we approach connection and love in the future. Absence also reveals the fragility of time. We often live as though people and opportunities are infinite, as though there will always be another chance to express gratitude or spend meaningful time together. But the void left by someone's departure serves as a stark reminder that life is fleeting and relationships are precious. It teaches us to be present, to appreciate what we have while we have it, and to never take for granted the people who bring light into our lives. The power of absence lies in its ability to strip away the noise and distractions that often cloud our judgment. It shines a spotlight on what truly matters, forcing us to recognize value in its purest form. And while the realization may come too late to change the past, it holds the potential to transform the future. For in recognizing the worth of what's gone, we learn to treasure what remains and to never let the extraordinary feel ordinary again. Discovering the power of presence is one of the most profound awakenings a person can experience. In relationships, especially, the significance of someone's presence extends far beyond their physical availability. It's about the emotional connection, the sense of stability, and the intangible energy that they bring into our lives. A man often comes to this realization only when that presence is removed, leaving behind a void that reveals just how vital it truly was. This discovery is not just enlightening, it is transformative, reshaping how one views connection, companionship, and love. Presence is powerful because it has the ability to anchor us in ways we don't fully understand until it's missing. The simple act of someone being there consistently, reliably creates a foundation that often goes unnoticed. When a person is present, their energy blends seamlessly into our lives, becoming part of the fabric of our daily existence. We may not consciously acknowledge how much we depend on their presence to feel balanced and whole, but their absence brings this truth into sharp focus. Suddenly, the world feels a little less steady, a little more chaotic, as we grapple with the reality of what's been lost. For a man, the absence of someone significant can trigger an emotional awakening. It's in this absence that he begins to recognize the depth of the connection he once had. He notices the little things, the warmth of a shared smile, the comfort of a familiar voice, or the reassurance found in a silent moment together. These moments, which might have seemed minor or routine when they were happening, now stand out as irreplaceable pieces of his emotional landscape. The realization dawns that her presence was more than just a physical proximity. It was a source of emotional fulfillment and peace. The power of presence also lies in its ability to create a sense of belonging. When someone is truly present in our lives, they validate us in ways that words alone cannot achieve. Their consistent involvement signals that we matter, that we are seen and valued. This validation often builds a quiet confidence, a sense of security that allows us to face the challenges of life with greater resilience. When this presence is gone, the absence of that validation can feel like the loss of a lifeline. It becomes clear that their involvement wasn't just nice to have, it was essential for maintaining balance and stability. The emotional impact of presence is further amplified by the memories it creates. When someone is actively present, they contribute to the moments that shape our lives. Shared laughter, deep conversations, even simple acts of kindness, they all leave a mark. When these moments are no longer being created, a man begins to replay them in his mind, often with a sense of nostalgia and longing. He comes to understand that her presence wasn't just about the here and now, it was about building a shared history, a legacy of connection that gave his life greater meaning. Perhaps the most striking realization comes when a man reflects on how he felt in her presence. There's a certain intangible quality that presence brings, a feeling of being understood, supported, and cared for in ways that defy explanation. This emotional connection cannot be replicated or replaced, and its absence is felt deeply. It's not just the physical void that hurts, it's the loss of the emotional sanctuary her presence provided. The discovery of the power of presence ultimately changes a man's perspective. He learns that relationships are not just about grand gestures or dramatic moments, they are about the quiet consistency of showing up day after day and being a part of someone's life in meaningful ways. This awareness often leads to a newfound appreciation for what he once had and a commitment to cherishing it if given another chance. In this way, the absence of presence becomes a teacher, imparting lessons that shape how he values and nurtures relationships moving forward. Men often pride themselves on their strength, independence, and ability to face life head-on. But beneath this exterior lies a fundamental human need for emotional fulfillment. While it's not always openly expressed, the desire for connection, stability, and understanding is deeply ingrained. A man begins to miss someone like crazy when he realizes the depth of emotional fulfillment they brought into his life, a fulfillment that goes beyond the surface to touch the very core of his being. This realization, often born out of absence, is a powerful reminder of the profound impact relationships have on shaping who we are. Emotional fulfillment is about more than companionship. It's about creating a space where a person feels truly seen, understood, and valued. For a man, this often means having someone who listens without judgment, supports without condition, and uplifts without hesitation. These qualities, while easy to overlook in the flow of daily life, become glaringly significant when they're no longer present. A man may initially miss the practical aspects of a relationship, the conversations, the shared experiences, but over time, it's the loss of emotional connection that weighs most heavily. The emotional void left by someone's absence can be disorienting. It's as if a part of his emotional foundation has been removed, leaving him to navigate life without the stability and grounding he once took for granted. When someone has been a source of comfort and encouragement, their absence is felt in the smallest moments during a tough day, when celebrating a success, or simply in the quiet times when their presence made everything feel more complete. These moments of realization often come unexpectedly, hitting with a force that underscores just how much she mattered. What makes emotional fulfillment so impactful is its ability to create a sense of security. In a world that can be chaotic and unpredictable, having someone who offers unwavering support is invaluable. A man might not always articulate it, but knowing there is someone who believes in him, who genuinely cares for his well-being, provides a sense of confidence and peace. When that emotional safety net is no longer there, he begins to feel the weight of its absence. It's not just about missing the person, it's about missing the sense of stability and belonging that her presence brought. Memory plays a significant role in this realization. As a man reflects on the relationship, he starts to recognize how deeply her actions impacted his emotional well-being. Perhaps it was the way she listened attentively when he spoke, her ability to calm his anxieties with a single reassuring word, or the way she celebrated his victories as if they were her own. These moments, which might have seemed ordinary at the time, now shine brightly in his memory, serving as reminders of the emotional fulfillment she provided. Each recollection deepens the longing as he comes to understand just how unique and irreplaceable her presence truly was. Another layer to this realization is the understanding that emotional fulfillment is reciprocal. While he benefited from her care and support, her presence also allowed him to express his own emotions and vulnerability in ways he might not have with anyone else. In her absence, he misses the space she created for him to be authentic, to share his fears and dreams without fear of judgment. This loss of emotional intimacy can feel like losing a part of himself, as if the connection they shared allowed him to access parts of his heart that are now locked away. The discovery of how much emotional fulfillment matters often leads to deep introspection. A man may find himself reevaluating his actions, questioning whether he truly appreciated what he had while it was there. This self-awareness can spark a desire for growth, as he resolves to never take such a connection for granted again. The absence, painful as it may be, becomes a teacher, revealing the importance of emotional connection and the need to nurture it with care and intention. In the end, the longing for emotional fulfillment isn't just about missing someone. It's about recognizing the profound ways they enriched his life. It's about understanding that relationships are not just about companionship, but about creating a shared emotional sanctuary. This realization transforms how a man views love and connection, making him more attuned to the importance of cherishing and preserving the bonds that truly matter. Memories have a unique way of anchoring themselves deep within us, often unnoticed until the absence of the person who created them brings them to the forefront. A man begins to miss someone intensely when he realizes how powerful and meaningful those shared moments were, even if they once seemed ordinary. These memories, like fragments of a mosaic, start to piece together a picture of her significance in his life. They become vivid reminders of the emotional connection they shared, igniting a sense of longing that is both beautiful and heartbreaking. When someone is a constant presence, the memories formed together often fade into the background of everyday life. They blend seamlessly into the routine, unnoticed because of their frequency. But when she is no longer there, those same memories resurface with startling clarity. He begins to replay moments that once seemed trivial, like the way she laughed at his jokes, the way she looked at him when he was lost in thought, or the conversations that stretched into the early hours of the morning. These recollections, small as they might appear, carry immense weight because they symbolize her presence, her essence, and the unique connection they shared. The act of remembering is involuntary and profound. A man might find himself smiling at a memory of her encouragement during a difficult time, or feeling an ache when he recalls how effortlessly she brought joy into his life. These memories act as triggers, pulling him back to a time when her presence was a given, when her love and care were woven into the fabric of his days. They remind him not only of what he has lost, but also of what he once had, a connection that was real, meaningful, and deeply impactful. What makes these memories particularly powerful is their ability to evoke emotion. They are not just recollections of events, they are carriers of feelings. The memory of her kindness might stir gratitude. A memory of her laughter might spark joy. And a memory of a shared struggle might bring a deep sense of respect for her strength and resilience. These emotions, tied so closely to the memories, create a vivid, almost tangible sense of her presence even in her absence. They allow him to feel close to her, even if only in his mind. As he reflects on these memories, he begins to understand their significance in shaping his life. He realizes that she wasn't just a part of his experiences, she was central to them. Her presence added depth and meaning to moments that might have otherwise been forgettable. She turned ordinary days into extraordinary ones simply by being herself. The realization that these memories are finite, fixed in the past, and unable to be recreated intensifies his longing for her. It's not just about wanting her back. It's about cherishing the unique bond they shared, a bond that these memories now encapsulate. Memories also have a way of fostering growth. As he reflects on the moments they shared, he might find himself thinking about the lessons he learned from her about love, patience, resilience, or simply how to be a better person. These lessons become part of his identity, shaping how he approaches relationships and life moving forward. Her impact, preserved in these memories, continues to influence him in ways he might not have anticipated. There's also a bittersweet element to these memories. They bring both comfort and pain. Comfort in knowing that he was lucky enough to have experienced such a connection, and pain in realizing that it's now a part of his past. This duality is what makes memories so powerful. They are a testament to the depth of what was shared, a reminder of what was lost, and a source of inspiration for what could be regained or created anew. Ultimately, memories serve as a bridge between the past and the present. They allow a man to hold on to the essence of someone who mattered deeply, even in their absence. They remind him of the beauty of what was and the possibilities of what could be if he learns to cherish and nurture the relationships that truly matter. Through these memories, he discovers not only the depth of his feelings for her, but also the enduring impact of her presence in his life. Respect for what is taken for granted often emerges only after its absence. This is a hard truth of human nature. When something or someone is readily available, their value can become obscured by familiarity. A man realizes the full extent of what he had when the ease of access, the constant presence, and the quiet contributions of someone special are no longer a part of his life. What was once overlooked becomes glaringly significant, and this newfound respect comes with both clarity and regret. It's a profound awakening that reshapes how he views relationships and the effort required to maintain them. When someone is always there, their actions and qualities often blend into the routine of life. Their kindness, support, and love are experienced daily, creating an environment of comfort and stability. But because these contributions are so seamlessly integrated, they risk being taken for granted. The things that should be celebrated, like her thoughtfulness in remembering the little things, her ability to listen attentively, or her unwavering support during tough times, can feel like constants rather than gifts. It's only when these constants are gone that their true value becomes painfully clear. The absence of these qualities serves as a mirror, reflecting just how much they were relied upon. A man may find himself suddenly aware of the small but significant way she made his life better. Perhaps it was the way she effortlessly lightened his burdens with her perspective, how she anticipated his needs before he even expressed them, or how she created a space of emotional safety that allowed him to be vulnerable. These actions, which might have seemed minor at the time, now stand out as extraordinary expressions of care and love. This realization is often accompanied by a sense of loss and self-reflection. He begins to question how he allowed himself to overlook such vital contributions. Why didn't he say thank you more often? Why didn't he express his appreciation when he had the chance? These questions weigh heavily, and the regret that follows becomes a catalyst for personal growth. He starts to understand that the presence of someone who genuinely cares is not a given, it's a privilege, one that requires acknowledgement and reciprocation to thrive. Respect for what was taken for granted also extends to the sacrifices she made. In hindsight, he might recognize the compromises she willingly undertook to support him, or the effort she put into maintaining the relationship. These sacrifices, which may have gone unnoticed in the moment, now stand as a testament to her commitment and love. Her patience during his struggles, her encouragement when he doubted himself, and her willingness to put his needs above her own become clear as acts of selflessness deserving of immense respect. This newfound respect changes how he views relationships moving forward. He begins to see them not as passive arrangements, but as dynamic partnerships that require effort, gratitude, and mutual appreciation. He realizes that taking someone for granted isn't just an oversight, it's a missed opportunity to deepen the connection and foster a stronger bond. This awareness often prompts a shift in how he approaches future relationships, making him more intentional about expressing gratitude and cherishing the people who matter most. Another aspect of this realization is understanding the fragility of time. The moments spent together, the words left unsaid, and the gestures left undone can never be reclaimed. This awareness brings a deeper respect for the fleeting nature of life and the importance of making the most of the time shared with loved ones. It teaches him to act with urgency when it comes to showing appreciation and to never assume there will always be another opportunity to express gratitude. Ultimately, this journey from taking someone for granted to deeply respecting their contributions is a transformative one. It's a process of recognizing not only their value, but also the ways in which his own actions or lack thereof impacted the relationship. While the regret of not appreciating them sooner may linger, it also serves as a powerful motivator to change. It instills a newfound determination to treat future relationships with the respect, gratitude, and attentiveness they deserve, ensuring that no one else will feel undervalued or overlooked. In this way, the lesson learned becomes a gift, shaping him into a person who honors and cherishes the connections that truly matter. Regret is a powerful and often painful emotion that serves as one of life's most profound teachers. A man begins to miss someone deeply when he is confronted with the realization that he could have done more to nurture the relationship, appreciate her presence, or reciprocate her efforts. This sense of regret emerges when he reflects on what was lost, not just in terms of her absence, but also in terms of missed opportunities to show love, gratitude, and care. The weight of these unspoken words and undone actions creates an emotional vacuum, making him acutely aware of what he once had and what he can never recover in the same way. When someone is present, it's easy to assume there will always be another chance, a chance to say thank you, to apologize for a misstep, or to simply express how much they mean. Life moves quickly, and in the rush of daily routines, those moments often slip through the cracks. But when she is no longer there, the accumulation of these missed opportunities becomes glaring. He might replay scenarios in his mind where he could have acted differently, wishing he had taken the time to make her feel as valued as she made him feel. These regrets are not just about what was done wrong, but also about what was left undone. The regret of not having done enough often leads to a deeper understanding of the effort she put into the relationship. In hindsight, he begins to see the times she went out of her way to show care, even when it wasn't easy. He recalls her patience during disagreements, her forgiveness when he fell short, and her consistency in being there even when life was chaotic. These memories serve as painful reminders of how much she gave and how he might have taken it for granted. He realizes that love is not just about receiving, but about giving in equal measure. And he regrets the moments when his giving fell short. Regret also has a way of amplifying the good. When someone is gone, the mind tends to focus on their positive traits, often magnifying their contributions and diminishing their flaws. He might remember her kindness in moments when he was stressed, her laughter that brightened even the darkest days, or her unwavering belief in his potential. These memories, while beautiful, are tinged with sorrow because they come with the awareness that he didn't fully honor or appreciate those qualities while he had the chance. The realization that he could have expressed more gratitude, been more present, or simply cherished her more deeply becomes a heavy burden to bear. Another dimension of regret lies in the lost potential, the experiences that could have been, the milestones that could have been shared, and the deeper connections that could have been formed. He begins to wonder what their relationship might have looked like if he had acted with more intention, if he had been more open, or if he had prioritized her in the way she deserved. These thoughts are accompanied by the painful truth that time cannot be rewound, and that the opportunities he once had are now out of reach. While regret is often accompanied by pain, it also serves as a powerful motivator for growth. A man who reflects deeply on his shortcomings and the impact they had on someone he cared about is unlikely to make the same mistakes again. This introspection fosters a commitment to be more intentional in future relationships, whether it's by expressing gratitude more often, actively listening, or taking steps to show how much he values the people in his life. The regret, though painful, becomes a catalyst for change, ensuring that the lessons learned are not wasted. In the end, regret is both a reminder and a teacher. It reminds him of the value of what was lost and teaches him how to better honor what remains. While he cannot go back and undo the past, he can use the experience to shape a better future, one where love is expressed freely, gratitude is given generously, and the people who matter most are never left wondering if they are cherished. Well, through this transformation, regret becomes not just a source of sorrow, but also a pathway to greater understanding, appreciation, and connection in all aspects of life. In conclusion, the journey of realizing someone's true value often begins in their absence. It's in the quiet void they leave behind that a man begins to see the depth of her impact through the power of presence, the emotional fulfillment she provided, the memories they built together, the respect he should have shown, and the regret of unspoken words and missed opportunities. These realizations serve as a mirror, reflecting not only the beauty of what was shared, but also the lessons of how fragile and precious connections truly are. This awakening is not merely a reminder of what was lost, but a call to action. It's an invitation to live with intention, to cherish those we love while they are still present, and to honor relationships with the care and gratitude they deserve. Love is not simply about receiving, it's about giving, nurturing, and creating moments that leave no room for regret. Let the realization of what once was inspire a transformation in how we value, respect, and express love moving forward. For when we learn to truly honor those who matter most, we create bonds that are not just remembered but celebrated, both in their presence and beyond. And to those who've been on the other side missing someone deeply, let that longing teach you. Let it inspire you to cherish the relationships in your life. Don't wait until it's too late to express your gratitude, your love, and your appreciation. Because in the end, when a man misses you like crazy, it's not just about what he's lost, it's about what he's discovered. You were never just a part of his life, you were the part that made it whole. Thank you so much for watching. If this video inspired you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use a little motivation today. And hey, make sure you subscribe for more uplifting content. We're here to keep you strong and thriving. Stay strong, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.